Bonsoir les amis, this is Llyane Stanfield, and tonight I am answering a question that came from a club member, one of the members in my Facebook group for conversation. Her name is Sarah, and she wants to become a translator, and she was wondering how can she become fluent in conversation as well as or as she said, speaking fluently like a native and maybe even write like a native. So I have more in detail tips for that situation in the conversation group, and the link is in the description of this video. But I would like to say that it's very important what your goal is. And that is, if you want to write, which in her case I think is more important to write, so maybe she wants to become a translator in writing, but that doesn't mean that that's not just for people who want to become translators. That's for you, in case you're wondering, how can I write like a native, how can I speak like a native? So how do I actually improve this? And again, more in-depth and very amazing, like applied tips are in the group, so the link is in the description of this video. So it's very important for you to first decide what is that you want to do. Do you want to write or do you want to speak? So not that, just let me clarify this. In my intensive program, you learn first to read and pronunciation and to write, and in the same time you learn conversation, but conversation includes reading and writing and pronunciation. So they are not, and grammar, they are not, in order to make conversation you need to know these things. You need to know how to read, how to write, pronunciation, grammar. And there's no way to make conversation properly and always you have a control over the way you communicate if you don't go through the exercise of writing and reading and pronunciation and grammar. So I never wait to get to a certain level in these things in order to make conversation. And if you followed me until now, you know that I'm always advising you, please speak from day one. You don't have to wait to have knowledge. Speak from day one and use very, very simple sentences, simple words, and then enrich your conversation with the knowledge that you're getting through learning. But there is still important, it's a difference if you need to focus on writing or if you want to focus on conversation. Most people want to speak. I want to go to Paris and be able to, without any embarrassment, have my wife or, I don't know, friends over to Paris in a restaurant and be comfortable and confident and so on. So I just want to speak. I don't want to really read, or I'm sorry, yeah, I can read, but I don't want to write. I don't want to get involved in that. So you need to know what you want to focus on, because if you want to focus on writing, then you should focus on writing. There are different parts of the body that actually take care of writing and speaking. Those are completely two different, completely different ways of communication, so that's important. And now I'm going to give you a caveat. And the caveat is that you should expect that you will actually never reach the fluency that you have in your native language. And unless you only use French. So if you give up on any other language and you only speak French, yes, you will reach the level of a native. It's possible. I don't know how many people are doing it and how long it's going to take you. It really depends on so many factors. I will have to talk to you to give you a sense of it. But in order for you to become as fluent as a native, that really never happens if you use other languages. What you can do, however, you can speak or write, of course, and make it look like it is like a native. So in conversation, you can manage it such that what your conversation partner sees or hears is as if you are a native, and you can do that. That is possible. But your backstage, your secret work in your head and everything that you have to do, in order to make that happen, it's going to be more work, always more work. If it's a second language, the brain has it in a different part of its, it's a different part of the brain where the languages are. Mother tongue is really everywhere because it's part of the conditioning. We grow up with it. It's just like our air or food. And any acquired language is in another part of the brain. So that's what I have for you for today. I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for watching this. And tomorrow I'm going to address a second concern that Sarah has, and it's not being able to find suitable words during a French conversation. And I know that most, if not all of you, have a little challenge with that. So that being said, please go to the Parisian French Conversational Group. The link is in the description of this video. And check out the more detailed and applied tricks that I give there regarding writing like a native, speaking like a native. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow in the video for tomorrow, where I'm going to give the answer about the words that are escaping us. So stay on your game and don't ever give up on your dream to become bilingual. Learn to speak Parisian French and break your language barrier. Merci beaucoup et à demain. Au revoir.